Hello, listeners. I'm Timstradamus, and welcome back to another Feel Good Friday. Joining me, as always, is my talented and beautiful co-hostess, Voyse.
Good morning, Timstradamus, and welcome to all of our listeners. Feel Good Friday. I can't wait to start this off on the right foot. I think I have some really positive stories to bring forward today.
I'm ready.
But before we start that, let's just say we went to our local store, our little unique store, and we got a couple drinks that it's going to be interesting for the next few weeks what you're going to be trying. So this mystery drink of the week is called Wostock Berlin. It's a carbonated soft drink. Go ahead and give it a try before I tell you the flavors.
It smells different. Oh. Yeah.
It is blueberry and sage flavored.
You know, I got the blueberry, and then that sage comes in at the end and slaps you.
You're not used to that being in a drink, that's for sure.
It's definitely different. Yeah. This one's just okay. Yeah, it's like sparkling water.
Yeah, actually, I would have to agree with that.
No shade on anyone if they like sparkling water. If that's how you're starting your Friday off, good for you. I guess.
I think the sage just isn't for you in this one. Well, you go ahead and slowly work over.
I thought it'd get better.
While you slowly, maybe potentially sniff at your drink throughout this entire thing, why don't we go ahead and start delving into these positive stories? For any listeners wanting to follow along, all story links are in the description below.
Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday. For our first story, me, 40 male, with my wife, 40 female of 10 years. Disappointing anniversary gift. My wife and I have been married for 10 years, and we celebrated our anniversary 2 weeks ago. For them that don't know, the 10th is considered the diamond anniversary, and I knew that this anniversary was really important to my wife. Don't get me wrong, it was important to me as well. We have been a good team for 10 years, but it was a really big deal for her, and I wanted to spoil her. So I had picked up some extra work over the last 6 months to make sure that I had money to buy her some nice gifts and to take her out for a nice night. My wife had been asking me about what I would like, and I pointed out that I could do with a new desk. We had spoke about it since she wasn't happy buying me furniture for our anniversary, but I explained that I spend a lot of time sitting there and could really do with a new one. I pointed out a couple of options that I liked, all affordable and solid. On the day, I got a flat-packed piece of shit from a well-known furniture company. Compared to my current desk, it is small, flimsy, and doesn't have anywhere to store my stuff, so I haven't used it. I ain't mad, just disappointed. Problem is that my wife keeps asking me why I won't change over to the new desk. I have no idea how to tell her, and I don't want it to turn into a fight. How do I say, darling, you bought me shit for a gift, without saying that? The too long don't read. Wife ignored my suggestions, bought me a cheap desk, trying to figure out how to explain this.
Exactly how you explained it to us, OP. Direct and clear communication.
But you without the bad words, if you can, save face there.
You don't have to be as harsh. There's definitely ways you can convey that, hey, you bought me a shit desk without saying that.
But this is Feel Good Fridays, so you know that there's an update or some extra information I have to make us feel good about this.
I'm ready for it.
So let me go ahead and read that now. Our OP says, update, they played me like a damn fiddle. I took some of the good advice here and sat down with my wife when she came home. I told her the desk was too small for me and asked if it would be okay if we took it back and got something bigger. Whole time she sat there with a poker face, finally calls our daughter and says, it only took him 15 days. Turns out that my wife thinks she is a comedian, and so does my daughter. There is some sort of crazy oak desk being shipped to us. When my wife ordered it, they told her it would take about 3 weeks to get to us. So my darling daughter convinced my wife that they should pass off her new desk as my gift. Thanks to everyone that offered advice.
Your wife is spectacular, and your daughter. What a fun way to get someone. 15 days?
till he
You held on to that one? He wants to be kind about it. I understand. And, especially when you give someone, like, you're like, I want that as a gift. And then they get you something that's clearly too small.
I'm imagining the flimsiest of desks. Maybe it could barely hold the computer, like, monitor itself. He's just like, I don't want to tell my wife that she's the worst at gift giving because this is bad.
But apparently an amazing oak desk is coming your way, OP.
I am so excited for that. Oh, can you imagine the relief when he finally hears that and goes, you did not. Well, let's go on to our next story and see what you think about this situation. My daughter made me cry today. Today, after I, 39 female, picked up my daughter, 12 female, up from school, we were sitting in the car waiting. We were looking at apartments because our 2-bedroom apartment is getting kind of small for our family. There's 3 of us. My kids are in need of their own spaces now that they're teenagers/preteens. So apartment looking we went. It was just me and her this afternoon. And as we're sitting in the car, she says how she likes being at our home. My kids are with their dad half the time. She told me that when I'm with you, I feel at home. When she said this, I didn't think that much into it. I gave her a kiss on her head and said, I feel the same with you. Now that I'm reflecting, I can't stop crying. These past couple years have been so hard on me mentally. I lost my job earlier this year. I'm in a relationship that's been difficult and it's killing my self-worth and self-esteem. I can't talk to my family. I don't have friends I can really open up to. I think often of taking my life. I think all the time that the people I love will be happier without me. I feel constantly that I'm not good enough for the people around me. But to have her say that to me is beyond any words I can ever put together. I didn't have a good relationship with my mom growing up. I was scared of her, and she was so unkind and mentally unstable and just mean-hearted. She made me want to run away from home. So to have my daughter say that to me is just so special. I look at my daughter all the time and I'm just so amazed with what a wonderful person she is. Seeing her do and experience all the things I wish I did when I was little is so healing. I hope everyone finds someone they can call home. Edit. I went to bed last night just wanting to share and get this off my chest. I didn't expect anyone to read this. Thank you for all the kind words. I'm so grateful. Based on what I was looking from OP's history, it sounds like they've had rough relationships, to say the least. It appears that the individuals in their lives don't appear to value her on a personal level. It is heartwarming to know that in the midst of everything, your children, they really do gravitate to the love that you're able to provide them. And regardless of what our OP is going through, and it sounds like they're going through a lot, so truly my heart really does go out to them. You are still able to provide a place of love for your children that makes them want to come and be with you. That speaks volumes to who you are as a person. It truly does. And honestly, just stay strong, OP. It's difficult, but man, you've got 2 children that probably love the bejesus out of you. Don't let other people bring you down.
Life has interesting ways of showing us we are far more important than we believe we are. I am sorry that it does sound like you've been going through a pretty rough patch, but it will get better. The good thing is you do have 2 rays of sunshine that do at least give you some of that peace. It sounds like the story hit a chord with a few people.
Oh, definitely. If anything, we've received perspectives not just from other mothers who understand being in this similar situation, but from children who essentially said that they understand it looking at their parent, watching them struggle, but realizing that their parent was trying really hard and gave them a safe haven to stay at, regardless of whatever the situation is. To recognize that it's not the place that we live in, but the people who we live with that really create that feeling of home, I think for me is what really drew me to this and honestly pulls at my heartstrings the way that it does.
That is a very true statement. Home is where the heart is. And, we hear that all the time, but it's much more than just a place where you rest your head. And the people that inhabit that, not just in the home, but in your heart, are important. I'm happy that this OP got to hear that message from her daughter, and hopefully it keeps giving you the resolve to keep pushing forward, because our kids do need us and we need them.
It's nice to see when love actually goes both ways.
Yeah.
So I'd like to leave one other assignment for any listeners out there. If you have anyone that you consider a more parental role model for you, or that has made an impact in your life, remind them just how much you love them. You'd be surprised. A lot of people keep things hidden. That's really tough. And I bet you hearing that you love them, or that you're proud of what they've done, or that you're really happy that they cook this amazing casserole, that they have this amazing hobby, that they sing quite well in the shower, whatever it is, I bet you can put a little smile on their face.
Sometimes our superheroes need pats on the back too.
That's true.
Although I can see some people going, if I told that to my parents, they'd probably ask me what's going on. Why are you being so weird?
That's true. I bet you if you went up to Russ and you're like, Rusty, you're so amazing.
Mijo, what did you do?
Oh, that's too funny.
Well, as our stories come to a close, don't forget, you see in the world what you carry in your heart.
If you have enjoyed listening to us read and talk about today's stories, please rate, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new content. Our Fridays are Feel Good Fridays moments, but we do have Mondays and Wednesdays, which are our Am I the A-Holes? And on our Patreon, we have our paranormal story time happening for the month of October.
Ooh.
You think they're still here?
Probably.
Get out of here. Go start your weekend. Have some fun. And don't forget, give all that love to the people you love.
And shush them out too. It's Friday.
It's Friday.